go. And I'm going to share my screen now. All right, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys for taking the time to stop by our Food for Thought lunchtime information session today. My name is Samuel Gilmore. I'm the external communications coordinator for the ESA program. I know we have a few providers in the audience today, so I may have gotten the chance to talk or email with some of you before, but if not, nice to meet you. Like I said, my name's Sam. Today, we're going to be going over the ESA website and resources. So just to give you guys a rundown of everything that we have on our website, resources and information, and just helpful tools, links, and stuff like that. So you guys are a little bit more comfortable with navigating everything that we have, tried to put together for you guys on our website. So now some just points and reminders. One, all of our Food for Thought sessions are scheduled from 12 to 1 p.m. I think the last one, it was about 30 minutes. They should never be longer than an hour. We want to try to keep them in the 30 to 45-minute sweet spot, so people can come during their lunch hour or come when they have a little bit of free time and pop in and just become more familiar with the ESA program. All questions are submitted ahead of time. So you should have, when you registered on Eventbrite, been prompted if you had a question that you wanted to get a specific answer to be able to put that in when you're registering. So I'm able to see that list, and I have some of the common questions that people were asking ready to go. So should be able to address all of the different points you guys were thinking about. Number three, all of the sessions are recorded and available on the ESA website. So this session is going to be recorded. Last session's was recorded and is on our website and is on our YouTube. So if you ever can't make a Food for Thought, don't worry. In the coming days, by tomorrow, it'll be on our YouTube and on our website, so you'll be able to see it then. And then lastly, we just ask that people remain muted throughout the presentation. That's just for people's own personal privacy. These are public videos that are going to be going on our YouTube and our website. You can keep your camera on if you want, but we just ask that you stay muted, one, because it's respectful of people's times, and two, just because this is going to be public facing and out for everyone to see. So now moving into some of the questions that people had submitted ahead of time. Some of these I will be covering throughout the presentation itself, and some of these I can give you guys just a quick answer right now. So starting off, what do I do if a provider I would like to use my ESA funds with is not on the list? I'll be covering that very shortly. How do you pay a vendor? Do you need a bill? This one we actually covered very in depth in our last Food for Thought session, which is all about the payment process and invoicing. And I will show you where you can access that video later on in this presentation. But yeah, our last Food for Thought covered that very in depth. So you'll be able to go watch that video and get your answer there. How do you find safe transportation? That will also be on our approved providers list, which I'm going to be talking about, as well as there is a provider contact information form that I'll be talking about, which kind of goes into finding providers. Do I have to reapply each year? Yes, you do have to reapply each year. For providers, that will just be ensuring that any licensure or things like that that you have that may expire, just making sure that we have all your most up-to-date information. And then for families, that's just ensuring that you still meet the qualifications to be a participant in the ESA program. And then these last two kind of go hand in hand. Can providers access a list of approved ESA families to contact? And how can providers get connected with families? So right now, no, providers cannot access a list of ESA approved families. That's just for privacy and for the safety of those families. We don't have a public list available. But just thinking through that, that might be something in the future we can have families, click a little box to opt in to be receiving, communications from providers. But as of right now, no, we don't have a list of ESA approved families. and how can providers get connected with families to offer services. Right now, we don't really have anything on the agenda for that, but just thinking through that, potentially there might be like an ESA provider fair where we invite ESA providers and ESA families to come and network and share information. So maybe something like that in the future, but right now we don't really have a way for the providers to connect with the families individually. So now moving into the rest of the presentation, our agenda, we're going to be covering 5 main topics from our website, the approved providers list. We're going to be going over the Finder resource, our scholarship award estimator, our videos, and then our handbooks. So starting off, we have our approved providers list. This is the main way right now that families are able to discover ESA approved providers. So this is found on our homepage and the resources page. It's updated weekly, sometimes more than once a week, just depending on the volume of providers that we have. But typically it's updated near the end of the week on Thursday or Friday. If you have any, for providers, if you have any changes that you would like to the information there, if you want an email changed or a phone number changed, you can email me directly for that. I am also kind of the provider point of contact. So if you do have anything you would like to change on the approved providers list in terms of your contact information, name, anything like that, you can reach out to me for that. And we do know that this isn't the greatest right now. We know it's just an Excel spreadsheet, and we are working on getting an improved searchable site built out. So stay tuned for updates for that in the future. That is something we know that we need to get better on. So now I'm going to switch over to the actual approved providers list and kind of go over everything on there. So when you're on our website, like I said, the approved providers list will be on our homepage, or it's also on our resources page. Both of these links take you to the same document. So you'll just click here, super easy, opens up an Excel spreadsheet, which you then can open up. And this is what you get. So this Excel spreadsheet has a list of all of the approved providers.
Samuel, we can't see what you're showing right now.
Oh, you guys can't see this? Oh.
No.
Can you guys see now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, here, let me go back then. So once you're on our website, like I said, it's on either the homepage right here, or if you go to the resources page, it is also right here. So both of the links take you to the same file. So you'll just click it, it will download. And I already have it open right here, and this is what you'll get. So on the left-hand side, it will show you all of the approved providers in alphabetical order. It will also show you the qualifying expenses and the type of provider they are. So you can see, certain providers provide educational services, therapy, transportation. Others just provide therapy. You can see whether they're a business, whether they're just an individual provider, or if they're a school, as well as the location and then the contact information. And you can also sort this list. So one of the cool things I like to do, and I just realized this, when you're sorting this list, because I have this text up here, it kind of gets a little glitchy. So I will actually start removing this text up top when I post this. But if you go ahead and delete this out and then make this filterable, this is kind of what we want to get to on our website, having a built out list of things that you can sort by. But say you're a family in Indianapolis area. So you can come here, you can select Indianapolis and the Indianapolis that's misspelled and sort by Indianapolis. So now you're seeing a list of all providers in the Indianapolis area. and the types of services and everything they offer. And you can even get more granular, saying Indianapolis, and then also people in Indianapolis that provide therapies. So then it pulls up a list of all approved ESA providers in Indianapolis that provide therapy. So that's the approved providers list. It's not perfect, and we want to get something better in the future, but right now, this is what we have, and just wanted to show this off and show the different, filtering abilities that you can do with the Excel document to kind of make the list a little bit more digestible, I guess you could say. Okay, back to the presentation. Moving forward. So now we have Finder. Finder is a super exciting development we've had recently. The people over at Finder are awesome, and met with people at Finder last week, a few weeks ago, and they're a super awesome resource. They are found on our resources page, but Finder really, they offer an ever-evolving directory of services, programs, and helpful articles for the disability community. It's updated all the time. And actually, when Finder was established in 2018, what they did was they went and added a ton of different providers and organizations around Indiana and created listings for them. So, some providers may have listings created in Finder that they didn't even create because Finder went out and created listings for a ton of different providers. So let's go over to the Finder website now, and I will talk to you guys more about it and show you all of the things you can do with it. So now you guys should be seeing the website again, I believe. And so you're on the resources page. Right here is where you can access Finder. And this is what you get when you open up the page. So you may have to log in, create an account if you haven't already. I have an account, so we'll just log in. And so from a parent side or a family side, this is really great because you can search for providers by location. You can search for providers by the type of service they provide, by the disability or service that they offer. You can search for a ton of different things. And on the provider side, it's also awesome because you can edit your listing to be whatever you want. And one of the things I did want to show for the providers on Finder was this keyword section. You scroll down here in the keyword section, you can actually edit this to say whatever you want. And when people are searching for different providers in Finder, the keyword section will actually is kind of like a searchable field. So if you are editing, if you're an ESA approved provider and you want to go on and create your Finder account and update it and, put all your information in so that, families searching for services can find you, I would highly recommend that you add in different types of education scholarship account, ESA, INESA, school choice, anything that you think, an ESA family would be searching for, add it into the keywords, because then when they're on the Finder site and they're looking up, ESA approved providers in Fort Wayne, your Finder page will pull up because you have ESA mentioned in your keywords. So this is also, it's kind of like, in addition to the approved providers list, there's also this Finder resource, which will allow you to kind of be discovered by ESA families in a different way than just the approved providers list or through just your own, marketing campaigns. So that's Finder, really great resource for people with disabilities in Indiana. Yeah, and this also is just kind of continuing on Finder. So if you're new to Finder, if you've never heard of it, you'll have to go on and create an account. If you're a family or a parent, you can just start searching for services by a ton of different things, like I said, by location, by the type of service, things like that. And then if you are a provider, chances are you may have a Finder listing already created for you, but if not, you can go in and create your own. And then, like I said, make sure to include ESA in your keywords so that families that are searching for ESA approved providers, hopefully if you have ESA and the different types of ways people might search ESA, hopefully your account or your listing will pull up and people will be able to see that, oh, okay, this is an ESA approved provider. And they'll be more likely to contact you and hopefully use their ESA scholarship with your business. Moving forward, we have the scholarship award estimator. This is a great tool for families who've been approved into the ESA program to see and kind of get a little bit more information on what type or how much of an award they may be expecting. So this is on the families page and the resources page. It's super easy to use and it provides an immediate estimate of your scholarship award amount. So pop back over to our website. So on the families page, you scroll down, it's right here. It's also on the resources page. Right here. And so, like I said, super easy. So you'll just put whatever school corporation you live in. So we could just do.
Sam, we can't see what you're doing.
I have it shared. Should be able to. Sorry, I select it, but then I forget you have to hit share screen. So now you should be able to see what I'm doing. So it's on the resources page. You'll just click this link and it will take you here. All you have to do is provide the school corporation where your student resides and select the diagnosed disabilities. And this will come directly from the student's IEP or their service plan. So if you put in one that's not on their service plan or their IEP, it will not be a very accurate estimation, because when you apply to the program, we go through your IEP and we select the disabilities that are diagnosed in your IEP. So only those disabilities in the IEP are what we base our the award on. So just make sure when you are doing this that you are selecting the ones that are in the IEP or the service plan in order to get the most accurate estimation. So we can just run through this real quick. Say it's MSD Lawrence Township is where the student resides, and the student has, we'll do, you say autism spectrum disorder, and they also have a language or speech impairment. Calculate the estimate. And so the two pieces of the scholarship are the funding from the school corporation and then the APC level, which comes out to the $17,277 number. So really just a great tool for families to be able to kind of get a sense of how much they may be receiving before they actually get the funds dispersed into their accounts. All right, so moving on. The provider contact information form. So this goes back to one of the questions that was submitted to us of how can parents, let us know about providers who they would like to use their ESA funds with if they're not already an approved provider. So this form is on the families page, and it's just a simple Google form that parents can fill out and submit the contact information of providers who are not yet approved into the ESA program. They can submit that information to us. And then what I do is I use that list of contacts to kind of target my outreach to. So I will try to reach out to that school, that business, or that person, provide them with program information, try to set up a time to talk with them or meet with them, just to give them information about the program and, say that, we have had some inquiries from families that are interested in using their money with you. Is this something that you would like to do? But I do just like to bring up that it is ultimately the discretion of that entity of whether or not they want to join the ESA program. We can't force them to if they don't want to, but we do see that when we have families that want to use their funds with providers and we let the providers know, that does make them more interested in joining the program. So if you do have a provider that you've been talking to them about it and maybe they're just on the fence, send us their contact information and let one of us reach out to them, because typically when we reach out, the providers are a little bit more receptive. So I can share my screen one more time for here. So when you're on our website, it is right here on the families page. You can scroll down. See the provider contact form. So you just put in the provider, the school name, their address. If you want to give us a contact name and a contact phone number, you can. It's not necessary, as well as the contact email address and the type. All we really need is the school name or the provider or the school name and then their address, so we can just confirm that we're reaching out to the right people. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty easy. And I get all of these directly to my email. So if you ever do submit one, I see it and it goes on our list, and we reach out to people all the time to try to get them to join the program. So this is a great resource. If you want to let us know about a provider that you want to use your funds with, let us know right here. So moving forward, this is a new page we just added to our website recently, the videos page. We do have a ton of videos on our YouTube and also on our website that are very educational, informational, and they also are, a lot of them are walkthroughs. So for example, when the parent and the provider application just opened up, months ago, we had a lot of walkthrough videos for those. I'm walking people through, how to submit the application, what documents you need, just things like that, as well as just a ton of programmatic information. So let me share my screen again. Go over it. So this is the new videos page. As you can see, we have our food for thought lunchtime information sessions right up at the top. And these are typically going to be just broader videos on a certain topic. They're not necessarily walkthroughs or tutorials, but more just us kind of sharing information that we have that we think will be beneficial and make ESA participants' lives easier. So that's really what the food for thoughts are going to be, just short informational videos for 30, 45 minutes, just on a specific topic. We also have informational videos specific for families and specific for providers. So we have like the family information session, which took place during the spring. We have the walkthrough videos, as well as we have some videos from Jackie's Let's Talk series. And then for providers, we have the provider webinar and then the different application walkthroughs for providers, as well as another video from Jackie's Let's Talk series. So on the website, we have this small selection of videos, but if you go over to our YouTube page, This is where all of our videos are posted. So a few more in the Let's Talk series. Jackie did a great job getting these out. These are all great, very informational videos on, like I said, small. And these ones actually are a lot more digestible too. These are like all 4 to 6 minutes just on certain topics. Then we have our walkthrough videos just showing you how to complete your applications. And then we have some of our longer form videos. So information sessions, the food for thoughts, and some of the webinars. So a lot of really good information on here so that, you know, if you can't make it to a food for thought or you can't make it to a certain webinar that we have scheduled, you know, if you're at home taking care of the kids, cooking dinner, you know, doing laundry, whatever you're doing, you come to our YouTube page and there's a ton of, you know, short informational videos that will get you more familiar with the ESA program, and you can, you know, watch them the treadmill or while you're cooking dinner or doing whatever you're doing. And lastly, we just have some information about our handbooks, and actually our next food for thought is going to be a deep dive into the parent and the provider handbooks. So not going to dive too deep into them here, but I will say that they are on the provider, the family, and the resources page. But one thing I did just want to show about the handbooks today is the fact that they are searchable PDFs on our website, and I'll show you what that means here when I share my screen. So say you're a provider and you're looking for information in the provider handbook. You can open it up. And when you're searching through the table of contents, what's really cool is all of these are working clickable links. So say you're a provider and you're looking for information on the payment process. Well, if you were in the food for thought on the ESA webinar, on the ESA resources, you would know that we just had a food for thought last week or last month on the invoicing process. So you would know, oh, I could go check on the YouTube and watch the video. Or if you're kind of in a time crunch, you could open up our provider handbook and come to the table of contents and simply click on ESA payments, and it will take you all the way down to page 42, right where it talks about that information. So you can see ESA payments, class wallet, ton of information on class wallet, payment process, the invoicing structure. So just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention, that you may not be too inclined to go through the handbook because it's just 60 pages of text, but we tried to make it easy for people to just pop into it and find exactly the information they're looking for. So say you had a question about eligibility. It's only on page 4. You could probably scroll down, but if you wanted to just easily click here, you just click and it will take you right to the information on who's eligible. So handbooks are a great resource for parents and providers alike. We're going to be doing a deep dive into them next month at our Food for Thought, but just wanted to highlight them shortly and briefly today, just letting you guys know about that ease of use of just being able to click whichever topic you want and going right there. All right. So that's all I have today on the website and the resources. You know, if you guys see or think of anything that, you know, you would like to have on the website that I didn't mention today, feel free to shoot us an email at the esa@tos.in.gov email. If it's a provider related inquiry, those will get forwarded to me as I'm the provider point of contact. If it's a family related inquiry, you'll probably speak with Janet, who is our new account specialist. But just use the esa@tos.in.gov email for any inquiries or any questions. I try to do my best to answer the questions that were sent to us beforehand. Or you can always reach out to us at our phone number as well. And then follow us on our social media for updates on the program. Things are happening and changing and updating all the time, and pretty good about updating people on the important information on our program on like Facebook and LinkedIn. So give us a follow there to stay up to date with all the latest things happening with the ESA program. But yeah, appreciate everyone's time today. Hope I was able to answer your questions, and look forward to seeing you guys at the next Food for Thought in December. Thank you. Bye.